Welcome back, everyone. It is Monday, April 7th, and the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. As always, it is Austin joined by Logan to kick off this week. And we finally had a winning day. Logan, we certainly will take it a 3-2 day. We needed it. We had Merrill's over in hits, runs, and RBIs. He had a home run. We love that. Martin Perez, great call, Logan, under 2.5 earned runs. We had the Cardinals and Red Sox, both to score 2 in the first 7. If you took it for game 2, it was much easier, but game 1 that came through as well. Our two losers, Chris Bubich pitched a gem, and then another home run ruined our Nerfy. You will notice we don't have a Nerfy today. We are tired of losing on home runs, so we need a little bit of time off. We're only going to put a Nerfy out there if it's one that checks every single box. Look at every single box, and then an extra box just for fun. But hey, we got 3 picks today. Let's hopefully have another winning day, and let's start to string together some momentum. Obviously, not the greatest first week or 2 of the MLB season, but there's a lot of baseball to be played, and the season can turn just like that. And hopefully, yesterday was a sign of good things to come. Logan, I'll lead things off with our first pick of the day, and it's our first hit parlay of the season. We did a lot of these last year, and it's 2 fellas. I love their matchups today. That'd be Jackson Merrill and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., both to record a hit. I don't need 2 bases. I don't need a home run. Just need each of them to get a hit, and we walk out of here with a winner. It's minus 130 on Bet365. I want to say it was minus 134, minus 136 on FanDuel. So right around there. I love both these 2 matchups. Now we'll begin with Jackson Merrill, who we backed yesterday, and he once again is on the road, and he's facing a righty, which is exactly where we're going to continue to back him. He has just been so good against right-handed pitching this season, and we talked about it yesterday, but you look at him, he is facing Luis Severino. He hasn't really seen Severino a ton, 0 for 2 versus him. I'm not too worried there. But Severino, last year, 269 batting average allowed to lefties. This year, right around the same. He throws 3 main pitches, 4-seamer, a sweeper, and a cutter. And we look at Merrill versus right-hand pitching last year, 281, 263, and 343. So, look, he was dynamite. Last year, Severino threw a lot more sinkers. He hasn't really thrown it much this season. Granted, the sinker was terrible last year, so I don't blame him. But sinker is actually, I believe, Merrill's best pitch. So Merrill hitting 500 versus righties. We'll take our chances there batting cleanup. As for Vlad, newly paid. So props to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Hopefully goes out there and earns that paycheck. He certainly had earned it before it, but he will be in Fenway today facing Richard Fitz. I normally love back in Vladdy in Fenway. He's a 356 career batting average in Fenway Park. He just crushes the baseball there, sees it really well. He's going to face Fitz, who is a righty, so you get righty on righty, but Fitz has reverse splits. He's allowing a 286 batting average to right-handed batters last year, 278 this year. Vlad, 273 versus righties this year, and he was at over 320 something versus righties last season. Fitz, he'll throw 3 pitches. Those are the ones coming his way. It's a sweeper, a slider, and a 4-seamer. Last year, Vlad against righties, he hit 369, 325, and 341 against those respective pitches. So he absolutely destroyed them. This year, a little bit slower against the righties. He's been struggling a little bit against the 4-seamer, but I think this is a guy that is swinging a super hard bat, 63% hard hit percentage. I'm confident he puts one in play today. And the Red Sox, I don't, their defense isn't the best. And sometimes if it's a hard hit ball, they're going to give you a hit rather than an error. And I really think Vlad comes through with a hit. So I really like these 2 guys, Jackson Merrill, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the newly played man. I think both get a hit. So we'll take them both, hit parlay. A reminder, if you're betting these on FanDuel and Merrill or Vladdy are not in the starting lineup today and they pinch hit, FanDuel's going to grade you as a loss, assuming they don't get a hit in their 1AB. So, again, you won't see us take a ton of hit parlays on FanDuel for that reason alone. We rather avoid it. We'll go to Bet365, DraftKings, or one of the other books. So I really like this 2-leg hit parlay. But, Logan, you got a pick for the people. We need another winner. Where are you going for your favorite pick today?
Yeah, so mine's also a little 2-leg parlay, and it's going to be an alt team total under. I'm taking the Tigers alt team total under 4.5. Pair that with Luis Ariz of the Padres to record a hit. That's coming out to minus 118 on DraftKings. So before the comments are there, this is an alt Tigers team total under. It's normally 3.5. Their line is 3.5. I'm taking it, just buying an extra run. So the Tigers need to score 5 runs to ruin me. And 4.5 is a pretty key number in baseball. You'll see a lot of teams end on 4. And if they want to score 5+ runs and just make this a quick loser, they can. But let's talk about the Tigers all-team total under first. They face Carlos Rodon and the Yankees. First off, the weather in Detroit, not ideal for hitting conditions at all. I'm seeing weather's going to be in the 40s. So we know hitting baseballs in the cold, not the hitters' favorite thing to do. And it's also potentially the wind either sideways or in at times. It kind of seems like it's swirling a little bit. Again, not the best hitting conditions in Comerica Park. Yesterday, we saw the Tigers face Martin Perez, and he cooked them. It was a no sweat real winner for us. Well, a little bit of sweat. I mean, he has strand runners in scoring position, but they faced a lefty, and the lefty did really well versus them. Well, today they face another lefty with Carlos Rodon. On the season, the Tigers are just hitting 225 versus lefties. That's middle of the pack, 16th in baseball. So it's not like they're scorching left-handed pitching at all. Rodon coming off a 4-run outing to the D-backs. That was not he did not have his best stuff. That was, again, in Yankee Stadium, a very hitter-friendly ballpark, too. This is a pitcher-friendly ballpark in Comerica, and he has a 6.5 K prop today with a 1.5 earned run line. If you're looking at prop reads and you're just like, how are the books projecting this guy to pitch? They're projecting him to pitch a lot like his first start, where he had the Ks working and he had like 7 strikeouts in that first start against Milwaukee. Not like his last start where, he ended with 5, but also gave up a load of earned runs. With men on, Carlos Rodon has been really solid, only allowing a 214 batting average with 17 plate appearances. So something to look at if you're looking at these pitchers' splits is how many plate appearances, how many situations has he had? He's had 17 plate appearances with men on, and he's done a really good job so far of limiting the big innings. He's had his fair share of home runs allowed, but again, pitching in Yankee Stadium, that happens. So let's talk about the second leg, though. We're pairing it with Luis Arraez to record a hit. Arraez had a slow start to the season. Nothing we haven't seen before with Luis Arraez. He did the same thing last year. 1 for 18 in March. In April, the switch has been flipped, right? In April, 9 for 21, batting 429. When Luis Arraez is heating up, you just want to ride the wagon because that's what he does. He just collects hits. He faces Luis Severino, who he's 3 for 5 against. Severino allows a higher batting average to lefties, and Arraez could easily see 5+ plate appearances, batting second in that lineup. On the road, second in the lineup. These are great spots to target a guy for a hit. So I really do like this little parlay, pairing it together, and I think this is another winner. Austin, speaking of winners, I know you got another one for us. Where are you going?
Heck yeah, I got another winner to wrap up the card and hopefully deliver a 3-0 sweep. That would be ideal. I think we can certainly get that. We're overdue a sweep. My second pick of the day, third pick in the video, final one in the video, is a similar pick to what we did yesterday, where we got the Orioles and the Diamondbacks both to score 2 or more runs in the first 7 innings. It's -130 on BetMGM, -135 on DraftKings. I love this play. Now, I get it. If you're on FanDuel, you're like, Austin, I can't bet this. I would encourage you to go to one of those other 2 main sports books, BetMGM or DraftKings. I mean, I already gave you one reason why to try to avoid FanDuel for MLB purposes, because they grade things like your guy doesn't start and you get graded as a loser if you pinch hits. That's kind of scumbaggy. But again, you get a lot more markets to bet on DraftKings and BetMGM and things like that. And we're probably going to do a few more of these this season. We're 1-1 on them this season. Hopefully we can go to 2-0. This is the battle of Zach Eflin versus Zach Gallen. I really think this is a game where we see runs. If you need a team total or you need a pivot, you're like, Austin, I ain't getting one of those books. I kind of lean towards Orioles team total over 3.5. Big difference between 3.5 and them to score 2 in the first 7. Now, the team total could hit in the full game and not in the first 7 get us 2. But again, if they don't get 2 through the first 7, I'd find it hard for them to also pour on 3 or 4 in the after the 7th inning. But let's talk about these 2 pitchers. We'll start with Zach Gallen first. He starts with the D-backs. He's had 2 polar opposite starts. One, he allowed 4 earned runs. The next, 0 in that start in Yankee Stadium. He cooked the heck out of them. 13 Ks. I think he settles somewhere in the middle where it's like 2-3 earned runs consistently. He has a 2.5 earned runs line. So you look at that, you're like, all right, that feels pretty good. The Orioles got cooked yesterday by Chris Bubich, but whatever. Their bats weren't there. They also trotted out a terrible lineup at the bottom of the order. So once I saw that lineup, I was like, okay, so that's what we're doing to Bubich. But again, this season, they've been much better against righties, batting .266 with a 117 WRC plus, both top 10. They have seen Gallen before last year in 2023 and 2024, put up 5 and 2 against him. And also, when we look at them, they've hit and scored 2 earned runs or 2 runs on every single righty they faced this season. except for Chris Bassett, and he gave up 8 hits and 2 walks. Somehow got out of trouble there. Hopefully they can get a timely hit or two against Zach Gallen. I feel like somehow teams always see the ball pretty well out in Arizona. So I really think you'll see the Orioles put up 2. As for Zach Eflin, who pitches against the D-backs, he's had 2 and 3 earned runs in his first 2 starts. He gives up a lot of hits, and this is a good D-backs offense. Even though Ketel Marte is out, this is still a team that on the season they're batting 285 versus righties, which is 4th best, with a 141 WRC plus, which is 5th best. So they've been really good against righties this season. They faced 5 right-handed pitchers, and all 5 have given up 2 or more earned runs. So I look at this as a no-brainer play. I get it on paper. You might be like Eflin and Gallen, those are 2 really good pitchers, but sometimes when you see good pitchers on the mound, that's when the teams start to lock in and they're working counts and getting on base and things like that and stringing together hits. That's just how it works. But when a guy like Martin Perez, who you say is, oh, that guy's not great, you see him throw a masterclass. So sometimes just kind of, as Logan likes to say, that's how baseball works. But I really like these 2 teams to put up 2 in the first 7. So again, you can get this on BetMGM. You can also get it on DraftKings. So take advantage of that. I like them both to also score 3 in the full game, but I'd rather not count on that. 2 through the first 7, and we're good. We're winners. Do it in the first 5 for all I care. I really like this play. We'll take it as our 3rd and final pick of the day. So to recap, before I throw it to Logan for him to talk about one other pick he looked hard at, recap. We got Jackson, Merrill, and Vladdy each to record a hit. That little hit parlay. The Tigers team total under 4.5. You can take it at 3.5 if that's all you got. Parlayed with Luis Rise to record a hit. And then our final play, the Orioles and D-backs both to score 2+ runs in the first 7. A little bit of a weird card, but it is a Monday. We're working into a weird slate, and I really think we can deliver a 3-0 sweep. But look, I know you had one other money line you looked hard at. What would that team be?
Yeah, the money line I looked at didn't exactly make the card because we're just trying to string together winning days, right? If we go 2-1 logistically, that's a lot better than going like 2-2 because we forced the 4th pick. So, but it was going to be the Royals on the money line. I really did look at them pretty hard. I just think it's a bad spot for the Twins. They just played an extra innings game. It was a heartbreaker, a game they pretty much choked away. They lost that game, and now they got to get on the road to a Royals team that's building some momentum at Kauffman, and it's just a bad spot. I do think Lorenzen pitches a pretty solid game. Simeon Woods Richardson, not my favorite guy to back at all. So there's a lot of factors of why I like the Royals today. Just not ready to exactly pull the trigger on Michael Lorenzen because he's one of those pitchers I put in the category of you'll know really quick what you're getting. I mean, is it going to be 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run? Or is it going to be 3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, and you got cooked? It could be either of those, but again, we're just going to stick to those 3 picks. I really do like our card today. Let's have another winning day.
Absolutely. If you wanted a nerfy, you'd look probably at the Reds and Giants one, but that's way too juiced. And as you said, we're not going back there for the 3rd time in a row because if that one loses on a solo bomb, Logan and I might crash out. So we'll deal with our 3 picks. We love them. Let's go 3-0. We don't need to force a nerfy. We don't need to force the 5 picks on a slate that is an interesting one. We'll have plenty more picks the rest of the season. Let's just string together these winning days. Go 2-1, 3-0 today, and we'll see you guys back tomorrow. Hopefully recapping a winning day, and hopefully with the brooms out. If you want to check out our NBA video, we went 4-1 yesterday. I'll link it on the screen. Let's have a great start to the week and have a great week, everyone. We'll see you guys back again tomorrow. Peace.